Qin Yan didn't give him a chance. He grabbed Zhu Zhanghui and said, "It's not over yet. Your dragon and tiger totem. I accept it." With a thought of change, a punch sent Zhu Zhanghui flying out. He slammed heavily against the wall behind him. At this moment, everyone looked on in astonishment. Qin Yan surprisingly turned the tables and won. The referee was also shocked beyond belief. Unexpectedly used pure internal energy. What no one noticed was, at this moment, Qin Yan was quietly taking the captured totem. His reputation spread within the internal alchemy. At that moment, the referee reviewed and announced, "Zhu Zhanghui has been confirmed dead. Qin Yan, as a disciple of the Star Rotation Martial Academy, violating the rules of the dance battle, will be imprisoned for 50 years. Deduct the gold coins for Lan Fengjin's martial arts." Change to, "The story isn't finished yet." Princess Nan exclaimed in indignation, although he was redeemed with martial arts and gold coins. But Qin Yan ultimately killed. At least it needs to be closed for 10 months. This is to warn him. Cannot again. Qin Yan was displeased and replied, "The old man is dead. If it weren't for you inciting Zhu Zhanghui to devour my totem, I won't kill him either. I tell you, 10 months is just 10 months. I, Qin Yan, have earned it." After listening to Princess Nan leave, I felt a pang of heartache. We lost a disciple with a totemic inscription this time. The losses are severe. Qin Yan, let's wait and see. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yan explained, "Sister Lan, during this time, I need you to help me take care of Kai Melian. She is my good sister. I worry she will be bullied because of me. Please." At that moment, Xianxia suddenly appeared in front of Qin Yan. Baki kissed her passionately. Lan Fengjin and Zhu Zai exchanged glances, speechless. Xianxia looked at the cold and indifferent. I didn't expect it to be explosive. At this moment, Xianxia said, "Dear Lord, I thought that after cultivating the inner elixir, will the dragon and tiger totem disappear? This is a good thing. It's still a bad thing. Forget it. Both the Zhendang Needin and the Mingyang Needin can store inner energy. The inner alchemy task is considered complete. Sister Lan will definitely be very pleased with me as her student. Stretch your body. It's good for you." This really annoyed Huzi Nan in the neighboring cell. "This new person is so noisy. Then let's watch Qin Yan do some gymnastics for a while. Soon I'll use might to create some earthquakes." This made Huzi Nan scream in anger. "Crazy. It's so noisy." But Qin Yan didn't care at all. "I'm so bored." Suddenly there was a sound as the door lock frame fell to the ground. Zio Yulin walked in and said, "Are you bored? Small project. So it was all you. You are so boring." Qin Yan was excited to see Zio Yulan. "Yulan, why did you come here specifically? I will be able to go out soon." "Listen," Zio Yulan said with a smile, "but I am your wife. Of course, I have to come see my little project." The ambiguous relationship between the two was torturing Huzai Nan. At that moment, Zio Yulan looked at the cell and said lightly, "You have no idea. These days, this dance battle venue has been renovated multiple times. Almost had to move." Qin Yan felt awkward and secretly thought, oh no, that might be due to me using the shockwave soul spirit a lot lately." At that moment, Zio Yulan pinched Qin Yan's cheek and praised him. "You truly are the man of Zio Yulan. What you made is just to my taste." He sat down and said, "I've wanted to get rid of that disgusting pest, Zhu Zhanghui, for a long time. I just can't find the opportunity. This guy doesn't dare to face me. Go pursue your idea. This is truly asking for trouble." Qin asked from the side. Yulan, Yulan, I'm so bored to death. 7 months have passed outside. But major events have occurred. Listen, replied Zio Yulan. It's all trivial matters. There's nothing to say. It might just be the Academy of Talents created by the Blue Star Palace. Worth paying attention to. Listen, Qin asked in confusion. Kekai Academy? What is the difference between this and the Changjiao Academy? Zio Yulan explained. The Genius Academy is hosted by Zio Yanglong. Half of the people were taken away from the Changjiao Academy, inside the Blue Star Palace. Now there are still half of the people in Changjiao Academy. That is to say, 25 mentors. Each mentor has 4 students. In 3 or 4 months, the Kai Institute is about to have a grand competition with the Tianjiao Institute. The winning courtyard. Each student can receive 100 million selection points. Listen, Qin said with joy. 100 million choices. What a grand gesture. No need to think. We, the Tianjiao Academy, are sure to win. Zio Yulan, however, did not think so. That's not certain. The Genius Academy is located in the Blue Star Palace. They will definitely change some things by then. The disciple of Wu Tiju entered. By the way, you step into the 9 levels of the incorporeal. Kai Yun smirked and patted his thigh, saying, I'll tell you once you sit down. In the blink of an eye, Zio Yulan was sitting on Kai Yun. Heian said, Is it considered formless at the 9th level? Let's put it this way. I originally had 3 inner Yuan. Now, 2 Niyuan have transformed into diamond inner elixirs. Bixio Yulan exclaimed in astonishment. You actually have 3 martial spirits. You are a martial soul. One is the Thunderfire martial spirit. What is that one? The mysterious Qian said. I only know that you have a spiritual martial soul and a dragon martial soul. Let's leave a little surprise for each other. As the two confirmed their gaze. Met the right person. Not sure how long it has been. Zio Yulan stood up and said, Kai Yun, that's enough. I have something important to discuss with you. It might take a little longer. Aunt will come to find you. She wants you to accompany her to Tan Zio Dailing. She said there was something she needed to confirm. Hearing this, Kai Yun hurriedly explained. Yulan, if you see Zai Leada, just help me invite her to Tang Xiao Dailing. We had made a promise back then. We are going together. Zio Yulan turned her head and replied, With, you need to keep going. Kai Yun comforted. Don't worry. I will definitely take her down. 10 months later, the scene shifts. At that moment, Kai Yun walked while thinking to himself, Leazi has finally come out. I didn't expect that I would pass 10 months so quickly. The thunderfire within my left arm. It has successfully been transformed into a Vajra inner core. I am already a 9-fold warrior with 3 Vajra inner cores. Let's change clothes and then go find them. Should we change our hairstyle? This guy is truly shameless. Unexpectedly, everyone ganged up on the male lead on stage at the same time. Unexpectedly, this decision aligned perfectly with the male lead's intentions. Suddenly, Kai Yun arrived at the martial arts arena lost in thought. I didn't expect that. The competition between the Tianjiao Institute and the Equipment Institute. It has already begun. It is a calamity. Zhu Zai and Lord Murong. Tianjiao has already had many students injured. Now it's just the 3 of them left. At that moment, Kai Yun suddenly saw Lan Fengjin ahead, immediately stepped forward and asked, Sister Lan, what is the situation now? Kai Yun, Lan Fengjin was lost in thought. It's been almost a year since we last met. Seems like I've grown taller. He immediately shouted at a few people on the stage. You few step down from the arena. Kai Yun has come out. Kai Yun, the situation is very serious now. We were sabotaged by the other side. The competition follows a defending champion format, but they use several young trainees from the Wuti Jiechong. Several of our teams have been defeated by them. Now they are the 9 reorganized. We are so exhausted from fighting that we're resting off stage. But our people can't hold on anymore. Kai Yan, you are the only one who hasn't been on stage. Can our Xianxia Academy win? It's up to you now. If you can win 15 matches in a row, we can get more allocation. A total of 10 billion choice points. Our team can get 2 billion. You 4 will split it equally. Each person can receive 500 million selection points. It's not just about choosing a point. Our team can still obtain an Earth-level cultivation technique. It is said to be lightness, skill, and body technique. In the blink of an eye, as the strange clouds rise to the stage, they could only hear the crowd discussing. Kai Yun stayed in the dungeon for 10 months. Perhaps my cultivation has improved. Highly likely. This guy's cultivation level. But it's close to the incorporeal 9 layers. Qian and their Celestial Heroes Academy will surely lose. Their time is running out. Look at that hourglass. There is only half an hour left. Xiao Yanglong saw that it was Kai Yun. Suddenly, with a joyful smile, reminded, no need to defeat him. Just stall for time on the competition stage. Yes, the crowd agreed and quickly surrounded Qian. Just as the attack was about to reach Qian, suddenly Kai Yun accelerated and arrived in front of the artist. Running around. It's a lie. He suddenly reached out, unleashing his internal energy, launched a wave-breaking attack. This display completely captivated the surrounding ladies. Qian Jij, I love you. Qian, oh my. So impressive. So handsome. He was knocked away, as Kai Yun continuously demonstrated his agility on the arena. One by one, take out the opponents. In the blink of an eye, everyone in the arena was knocked off the stage by Kai Yun. The judge quickly announced, Xianxia Academy wins. Please have the wizards send someone to the field immediately, as the others from the Wizard Academy make their entrance. At that moment, 2 people in the audience from the Kikai Academy were conversing. I want to withdraw. He hits people on our side just like he's hitting children. The gap is too vast. That's right. I withdraw my participation now. Listening to the words of the 2, Xiao Yang roared in the atmosphere. Judgment. We decided to send out the remaining disciples all at once. Please negotiate adjustments. Qian felt happy upon hearing this. Dolphin, I knew you were up to something. While hitting, he said, all right. No need for negotiation. I accept. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone watching was left in awe. 8 teams go up together. There are more than 30 people. Does Kai Yun intend to fight alone? Kai Yun is so handsome. I really like it. The audience mocked the talented individuals taking the stage at this moment. Kai Yun, you are too arrogant. You've definitely lost. A hero cannot withstand a pack of wolves. Yes, let's go together. Xiao Yanlong watched, gritting his teeth as he pressed down. Even if you reach the 9th heaven, so what? At this moment, Kai Yun was facing the entire Kai Academy alone on the arena. Suddenly, I saw Qian leap to the center of the sky. This is the perfect opportunity to use pure inner steel with the tsunami technique in harmony. Thinking about it, I focused my strength into my fist. With a powerful punch, He unleashed the dragon-slaying sixth layer of the tower, attacked everyone in the arena. With a loud bang, it exploded. Suddenly, the frenzied energy dispersed in all directions. At this moment, Kai Yun, still releasing the inner steel, was drenched in sweat and thought to himself, even if the arm of the celestial master contains indestructible bullets, this force still makes me feel a tearing pain. The talented individuals from the arena are still fighting hard to resist. Kai Yun let out another explosive burst of magical power. Suddenly, a powerful blast of gas swept everyone away. At this moment, the onlookers were also greatly affected. Oh dear, this still wind is too. I'm so frustrated. The tsunami palace of Kai Yan is still generating shockwaves. Lan Feng could only feel what was in her heart. It seems this stage won't be able to hold up today. Accompanied by the sound of booming explosions, the arena was shattered into pieces. The person was also thrown out. As the battle came to an end, at this moment the carefree Long gritted his teeth, sensing the atmosphere. Inner steel spirit, the spirit of inner steel. Qian has reached the 9th level without a body. Is the male lead's charm really that strong? Only gave a talisman. Did the beauty feel so touched that she wanted to offer herself as the battle comes to an end? At this moment, everyone watching was also affected immensely. This power is too terrifying. Legend. Using pure inner steel to wield martial skills. It is a realm of being utterly absorbed. E-date. Was that just the tsunami palace? Qian Ji is so handsome. At this moment, the referee hurriedly announced, Tianjiao Academy wins. Upon hearing this, the students of Tianjiao Academy felt relieved. Great! We won. In the blink of an eye, Murong and Huo Zhang praised. I truly admire you. Well done, Yan Liadi. Thanks to your blessings. I have received my Mayday selection points. Zhu Zai also echoed from the side. Kai Yan, meeting you is truly my blessing. This left Qian feeling quite awkward. It's not that exaggerated. At that moment, Zhu Zai asked worriedly again, Is your arm okay? The power you just unleashed. It's not something that Jie Chong Wuti can endure. Suddenly, Lan Fengjin walked over and echoed, It's okay. He has the arm of a celestial master. Cai Yi, you don't need to worry. At this moment, Murong asked, By the way, Sister Lan, what is that mysterious extra reward? Then Lan Fengjin reached out and said, Wuhan Xuengong, abbreviated as Xuengong. Several people immediately gasped in shock. At this moment, Qian explained, Xuengong. It is a type of martial soul technique. Very rare, only recorded in the ledger. The most powerful aspect. It can use the martial soul to unleash profound skills. There are various strange powers. For example, fire martial soul. Some mysterious techniques can transform the fire martial spirit in wondrous ways. Transform into various forms. In the records of the books, it just describes. There are 5 devoted warriors, using mysterious skills, transform the fire martial soul into a flame horse, can travel 10,000 miles in a day. Then, with a proud expression, said, No wonder I just caught a glimpse of Xiao Yanglong's eyes filled with resentment. But I'm really looking forward to it. Then Sister Lan went to the Blue Star Palace to collect. Only then can one know what the specific mystical skill is. Listen, Lan Fengjin said with a smile. Actually, the Blue Star Palace believed they would be the ultimate winners. Kai Yan, you probably offended a lot of people this time. As Kai Yan stretched out his hand proudly. Sometimes having too many worries may not be a good thing. Sister Lan, don't overthink it. Suddenly, Lan Fengjian slapped him on the head and said, "Some things must be contemplated." He immediately turned to Zhu Zai and said, "Young master, you will soon be departing for the East Palace. You must cultivate yourself well. As for Kai Yun, I suggest you within a year." Stepping into the realm of martial arts, Kai Yun heard this and mumbled quietly with a mischievous expression, "Are you trying to make it difficult for me? Aren't you worried that my impatience for quick success might lead me astray?" He asked casually, "What about you? I want to enter Xianxia dialing. Are you interested in going together?" Huo Zhang replied, "No, there are other matters concerning martial arts." Miron also echoed, "I can't do it either. Have you contacted Boss Zai?" At this moment, Huo Zhang explained, "Zai Leada is now a prominent figure in the Holy Palace. So busy. It is said that Princess Shenggong values him greatly. He also wants to take him as his closed-door disciple." This is Qian pondering. It seems he's also very dizzy. Then let's part ways here. It seems like he has fallen here. There had been earthquakes continuously before. The entire arena had already loosened quite a bit. Suddenly, Kai Yun walked down the road, deep in thought. Unintentional suspense. I don't know how to use it. Brother Yun. Suddenly, Kai Mai Lion walked over to him excitedly and said, "Brother Yun, you are really amazing. I also saw you competing at the dance battle." Hearing Kai Yun comfort him, "Sorry, I can't assist with that. It's those bad guys who are too weak." Chai Mai Lion wore a sly smile. "Yunjit, I am under the guidance of my teacher." The breakthrough came quickly. Now it is also the immaterial 9 layers. "I will definitely become stronger. Don't let those bad guys bully Brother Yun. By the way, Qian Jij, I'm going to take a look at the wonderful night view of Wanxing Lake soon. Every time I pass by there, I'm always in a hurry, just in time to have some free time. I want to go take a look." Kai Yun felt embarrassed and thought to herself, Uh, is it beautiful? I feel quite ordinary." Suddenly worried. "Xiao, it's very dangerous outside right now. If it weren't for your teacher's guidance, you'd better not go out alone. This is a binding talisman. Here's something for your protection." Kai Mai Lion blushed as she took the small face and thought to herself, "Yunji is so thoughtful. I don't know what he thinks of me." Without hesitation, I stepped forward and embraced Kai Yun. "I know these things are difficult to refine." A sound. Before the words were finished, Qian hurriedly interrupted. "No, no, don't make a fuss. It's surprising that you were once involved in my affairs." Still so cheeky. Seeing Kai Man Lion get angry, Kai Yun quickly comforted. "Oh no, Lilian, it's not what you think. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Today, today I will accompany you to Wanxing Lake." Upon hearing this, Kai Mai Lion instantly changed her expression and said happily, "Good, let's go." How unique this lake is. The beautiful woman gazes at the calm lake's surface, starlight sparkling. But the male lead looked on as the waves rolled in. The scene shifts as the two arrive at Wanxing Lake. Kai Mai Lion looked on and sighed. This place is really beautiful. This left Qian momentarily stunned. Cannot see the stars at all. The light spots on the surface of the lake are floating everywhere. Where exactly is it beautiful? Kai Mai Lion, hearing this, angrily tugged at Qian's ear. "Qian Jij, are you doing this on purpose? The surface of Wancheng Lake is calm and clear like a mirror. Starlight sparkling. There are still brilliant lights. This is the holy land for dates." Kai Yun looked at the surface of the lake and thought, "Not right. Why do we see different scenery? He jumped up and hovered above the surface of the lake. At this moment, Kai My Lion wondered to herself, what is brother Qian going to do? But he really looks quite handsome when he's serious. Suddenly, Kai Yan exclaimed excitedly, I know. The lake surface is turbulent. The lake water ripples. Originally, the starlight reflecting on the lake's surface shouldn't be visible. However, Wanxing Lake can reflect the light of the stars and moon from the sky. Chameleon shook her head in confusion. However, what is our difference? This left Kai My Lion completely dizzy. What difference does it make? Before the words were finished, Kai Yan interrupted. It is a state of mind. State of mind. So the Wancheng Lake in our eyes has two appearances. Listening to Kai My Lion's enlightenment. So that's how it is. No wonder you say we see things differently. Qianji, why not use your mental power? Set aside distractions. Keep your heart calm like still water. Let's try again. Good. As Kai Yan responded, he adjusted his state. Suddenly, Kai Yan opened his eyes and exclaimed at the scene before him. It really is beautiful. Million, you are innocent. Innocent and naive, although having gone through much pain. But you can always look at it optimistically. Cast your worries aside. Indeed, only someone with a pure and beautiful heart like yours. Only then can you see different scenery. Listening to Kai My Lion, she shyly thought, so that's how brother Qian sees me. So happy. At that moment, Qian looked at the surface of the lake, puzzled. This is a picture. I don't know what the picture is. Can't form a formation. There are many strange tales intertwined. 108 nodes. The distribution location is vary, corresponding to multiple star positions in the sky. This structure, the Great Formation, is similar to that of the hidden Soul New Wind. It's just that big formation. No dark whispers. He immediately apologized to Kai My Lion. I'm sorry, Malian. I was supposed to be with you at a critical moment. This new formation is too massive. I can't possibly record that much in one night. I might have to stay here a few more days. Kai My Lion turned her head helplessly and thought to herself, sigh, it will be ruined again. Why did I choose this place? 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. Kai Yun looked at two and simply said, I can't set up such a new formation right now. In the middle of Wanxing Lake, there is an underwater island. So this new circular formation, the middle is empty, but this new formation is complete. It's truly remarkable. The picture hides 8 identical strange tales. From 8 directions, across 9 nodes, extend to the empty space in the middle. Million, this is the map. Listening to Kai My Lion's analysis. Qian Jich, if you want to find out more, we have to go into the water. Suddenly, Kai My Lion looked at herself in astonishment. What kind of clothes are these? It feels strange. It is a diving suit specially made by Kai Yan. At that moment, Kai Yan stared blankly, lost in thought. So beautiful. It was worth my time to spend several days making this outfit. Then he pulled Kai My Lion aside to explain. We'll get in the water soon. Focusing on absorbing the lake's spiritual energy to maintain breathing, you must stay close to me. With a sound from Huega, the two entered the lake. Several hours have passed in the blink of an eye. At this moment, Qian gazed at the celestial scene before him. A hidden current, and it's very dark. This should be the starting point of the first route. No wonder we need a map. This map cannot be viewed as a flat surface. It is necessary to understand in a 3-dimensional way. There is actually a crystal flat ground at the bottom of the lake. Thinking of this, he hugged Kaiman Lion tightly, rushed towards the crystal flatland. In the blink of an eye, the two entered a secret passage. Only then did Kai Yun take out a glowing device from the ring to observe the stars. Didn't expect that. There is unexpectedly a hidden paradise here. This is Kaiman Lion pointing and calling out over there. You see, there is a door. As Kian pushed open the door, before me appeared a path paved with golden ornaments. In the blink of an eye, Kai Yun touched a gold coin and said, I have a feeling. Behind this is the secret of Wanxing Lake. As the strange clouds parted, at this moment, the two were amazed by the spectacle before them. Oh my goodness! The legendary dragon ox! I've opened my eyes. At that moment, Long Niu opened his eyes and asked, Foolish creatures, how did you get here? A door that even the dragon ox cannot open. The male lead gently pushed it open. Is it really that impressive? Kai Yun quickly explained upon hearing Niu Long's words. We saw a formation above Wancheng Lake. Then 8 routes were discovered from it. Following the route, I arrived here. Long Niu, feeling puzzled, said, Are you saying that Wanjing Lake has stirred up waves? Otherwise, it would be impossible to see the star map. Kai Yun nodded in response. It's been nearly a year since the waves started to rise. Hearing Long Niu stand up and speak, the ancient Jiayang is finally about to fall. The 9 desolate lands will forever be engulfed in darkness. At that moment, Kaiman Lion asked, May I ask, what should I do, my lord? Long Niu explained, 9 paths of the sun's soul, but the foundation of Jiayang lies here. It could be self-destruction. It might have been taken away. It could also be that the soul of Jiayang sensed a crisis, scattered across the 9 wastelands. Each of my masters is not dead. Perhaps he can stop all of this. I still keep it now. It is also to protect this lake, not invaded by the beasts. Little one, is the world outside already overrun by monsters? That's right. Kai Yun definitely replied. Hearing Niu Long explain, the demons come from the wasteland, wishing to find the burial place of the immortal. That's why there are so many. In that land of buried immortals, buried the daughter of a generation's sorceress. So, my young master, in the land of the buried immortals, except for the daughter of the demon queen, the 9 Yang spirit and the 9 Yin spirit were buried together. Once this matter gets out, various demons and humans, everyone is heading to the land of the burial immortals. Hearing this, Qian was astonished. The 9 Yang spirit is now in my hands. The 9 Yin spirit is with the Grand Master Sister. Sister Taishi has long been missing. How did she get these? At that moment, Kai Mai curiously asked, if the 8 roads refer to the other 8 crystal doors. So what's the deal with this golden one? Kai Yun also agreed. Yes, senior. Where does this door lead to? Niu Long explained. That is the most central place that can enter the Crystal Palace. Even if it's me, unable to open the door. As soon as the words were spoken, Kai Yun gently pushed. The door suddenly opened. Niu Long was astonished and asked, How did the 9 Yang Divine Soul end up in your hands? Suddenly accompanied by flashes of lightning, the Niu Long slowly shrank in size, eventually transformed into the appearance of an old man. At this moment, Kai Yun looked. Suddenly, they screamed in fright. Wow, why did you suddenly turn into a person? Niu Long continued to press for answers. How did you obtain your Jiayang divine spirit, little ghost? Hurry up and speak. At that moment, a woman in the room said, Grandpa Niu, don't make it hard for her. The 9 Sons' divine soul was given to her by me. Upon hearing this sound, both of them were startled. Is it really you, young master? When will you be back, Sister Teishi? At this moment the Grand Tutor explained. This matter with Grandpa Niu is too complicated. I'll tell you later. Xiao Yun, please bring Mei Lion in to see me. Kai Yun walked while thinking to herself. So that's how it is. Teishi Jai Jai is the daughter of the Demon Queen. Suddenly, the Grand Tutor reminded them. Xiao Yun, don't get too close to me. I am in great danger now. I don't want to hurt you. Upon hearing this, Kai Yun was furious. Taishi Jai Jai, is it those little people from the Night Queen who harmed you? I have already taken them all out. The Grand Master replied. Not, although there are some connections with them. But these are all things of the past. You can come here. I am really happy. You are growing up quickly, King Yan happily said as she reached out to take out the Jiayang divine spirit. This is all thanks to Sister Teishi for giving the 9 Yang spirit. I encountered something extraordinary in the first plat. What else is in the second plat? The Grand Master replied helplessly. I can only open the first plat. These strange tales were already inside. I am not skilled in this area, so it's left to you. I didn't expect you to master it so well. At that moment, Kan Meilian excitedly asked, Taishi Jai Jai, Sisters Zio Yulan and Zio Yuame, and there is brother Qingyan. Our mothers all died in strange ways. Is this related to the Xianxia Tuo? The Grand Tutor listened and explained. Your mother. They are just souls trapped in the land of the burying immortals. As long as the soul can return. In the future, we will be able to reshape our bodies. At that moment, Qingyan asked in confusion, Taishi Jai Jai, do you know how my mother died? Only listen to the Grand Tutor's explanation. I am the daughter of that demoness. My soul has been reincarnated in your mother's small village. At the beginning, my memories are hazy. Later, I gradually recovered. Initially, there were a total of 4 burial immortal disciples. Among them, 2 contain the 9 Yang divine soul and the 9 Yin divine soul. These 2 burial celestial cards were obtained by me and your mother, Zio Yun. It's all my fault for being so confused back then. Otherwise, Zio Million's mother wouldn't be bullied in the Weather Palace. Finally, the souls of your mothers have been devoured by the Xian too, transported to the Xian Valley burial site. Hearing this, King Yan asked in surprise, why can the Xianxian disciples devour human souls? I never expected this. The male lead's eldest sister is actually the reincarnation of a fairy. Seeing King Yan so astonished, the Grand Tutor continued to explain. Zhang Xian too was originally my mother's battle with the demoness. If I successfully reincarnate, the burial immortal disciples hidden among the stars will fall down, obtained by me. Wish me to regain my strength. In the future, go to open the land of the buried immortals. But later, a ruler from the celestial wilderness seeks that star. That person cannot obtain the burial immortal disciple inside, but can cast a curse. Let the souls of those who obtain the burial immortal disciple be absorbed. At that moment, Kai Meilian excitedly asked, Taishi Jai Jai, didn't Lord Longniu say you were also buried in the land of buried immortals? But you are here now. Are you really a fairy? Hearing this, the Grand Tutor smiled wryly. Aha, I guess so. Unfortunately, I need a lot of time to rest. I can't go to the burial ground of immortals with you for now. By the way, today's farewell. Contact me again in the future. Just open the grave of the immortal and call my name. The 2 replied, All right, elder sister Teishi. King Yan remembered. I hope to see you again soon. Me too. The scene shifts to Xinyang Baoshu. At that moment Qingyan thought to herself, this meeting, many things are shrouded in mystery, did not figure it out. Why did Grandmaster Sister appear? Who is the one that harmed our mother? At that moment Ju Gui ran over and said, Qingyan, someone just sent a message by carrier pigeon. Lin Ji said he was looking for you. You can see for yourself what the message is. Qingyan was surprised to find out that she was being sent outside the Xianxia Fifth Academy, Beixing Inn. Wungshuanti. Qingyan arrived at the Beixing Inn. As the door opened, Xiao Xuanqin happily said, You have arrived. Suddenly Qingshan spoke, and Xiao, long time no see, you have entered the realm of martial arts. Xiao Xuanqin replied, This is all thanks to you. If it weren't for the soul issue being resolved, I still don't know when I will be able to break through. Yu Mei is in seclusion. Yu Lan is handling matters. This time, one person came to save me. You won't be too disappointed, right? Qingyan didn't care at all. Wherever you say. Let's get organized. Let's set off early. The scene shifts to the border of Xianxia Kingdom. At this moment, Qingyan observed. And Xiao, the aura of monsters here is very strong. Everywhere are traces of the monsters. Xiao Xuanqin looked on in astonishment. I really didn't expect that. There are so many monsters here. It seems to be a large group of magical beasts. At this moment, Qingyan's body began to slowly fade away. Xiao Xuanqin looked on in shock. Qingyan, how are you? At this moment, Qingyan explained. By the way, you still don't know I can wield the power of shadows. With this ability, one can conceal oneself in the darkness. Wait for me to hold your hand. Let the power of the shadow envelop you. Xiao Xuanqin's face instantly flushed red as she exclaimed, now I can see you. So amazing. Qingyan urged, Let's go. Just be careful. Can easily pass through this canyon full of monsters, reaching that highest mountain. Now they can't see us. You can walk confidently and boldly. As the two quickly moved forward, suddenly Xiao Xuanqin accidentally bumped into a stone, making a cracking sound. Qingyan quickly pulled him over to look at the secret passage. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay. This made Xiao Xuanqin feel a sudden rush of shyness. Qingyan felt a surge of fear. That was close. Pull it tighter. Xiao Xuanqin looked at Qingyan, feeling shy and thoughtful. Just now. This guy's chest is quite solid, isn't it? Immediately shook his head, thinking, Oh dear, what are you thinking about? Suddenly, the two arrived in front of the pastor's door. At this moment, Qingyan sighed as she looked on. What a pity. I didn't find any monster gold eggs on the way just now. At this moment, Xiao Xuanqin reminded. The sound of the door opening might wake the giant wild boar. Close the door with this key after entering. We need to act quickly. Qingyan brought the key close to the door. With a creak, the door opened. Xiao Xuanqin hurriedly reminded. Quickly close it. Qingyan, look. Looking around at this moment, Qingyan exclaimed, Well, this place is quite luxurious. They are still using the everlasting lamp. At that moment, Xiao Xuanqin was suddenly startled. Someone is here. Then another person came out with soldiers and said, Xiao Xuanqin, you finally came. Xiao Xuanqin teased. Xiao Qiang. The great general was actually sent by Xiao Yanglong to guard. I truly feel sorry for you. Xiao Qiang laughed heartily. That is the prince's brilliance. I anticipated your burial based on the celestial cries and earthly spirits. I was assigned to guard this place just a year ago. As long as I catch you, take back the key. I can besiege the city and retreat deeply." Hearing Xiao Xuanqin's astonishment, he thought to himself, "It turns out she has been secretly wary of me coming here. These guys actually dare to mock the male lead as Xiao Xuanqin's little lover." Unexpectedly, disaster struck as the male lead eliminated them all with one move. At that moment, King Yan comforted him. "And Xiao, you can go ahead and deal with that old man. I will be fine." Xiao Qiang scoffed. "Xiao Xuanqin, I really didn't expect that. I can't believe you like this. I like this kind of young people." With that, he brandished his weapon and charged forward. Xiao Xuanqin sidestepped and jumped back in surprise. "So you've also reached the martial arts realm." With that, he unleashed the shadow unyielding sword attack. Xiao Qiang reached out to stop and said, "You go catch her little lover. I will deal with this woman." At this moment, the remaining soldiers surrounded King Yan and mocked her. Xiao Xuanqin's little lover. He looks quite handsome. No wonder she took a liking to him." King Yan swiftly took out the binding talisman. Embarrassed, I threw it away. At that moment, the soldier was shocked and thought to himself, "Why can't I move?" At this moment, King Yan jumped into the air. Shizhen Tianchi Bolongzhou said, "Be a man. How can you be so straightforward?" With that, he launched the wind-slicing six techniques attack. Suddenly, King Yan exclaimed joyfully, "Aunt Xiao, I have solved it on my end. Hurry up." At this moment, Xiao Xuanqin looked on in shock. "I really saw a ghost. How is this kid so amazing?" At this moment, King Yan used her divine jade technique to conjure a knife. "Look at my divine spirit sword, my son." Then he wielded the Lingjing treasure blade, rushing towards Xiao Qiang. At this moment, Xiao Qiang rushed towards King Yan and shouted, "Little bastard, I want to perish together with you." "Well done, old Wang Ba." King Yan said this and welcomed him. A loud bang echoed. King Yan pressed one hand directly on Xiao Qiang's head. "Well done." Xiao Xuanqin spoke and unleashed a sonic wave sword with a bang. It was pinned on Xiao Qiang's head. Can King Yan hurriedly perform the soul refining technique. King Yan looked at the extracted martial soul with disdain. "Garbage, golden hair martial soul. No wonder I was assigned here by Xiao Yanglong to guard the tomb." Listening to the sound of the Xiao Xuanqin accompanying. For many people, the golden weapon spirit is considered very good. At that moment, King Yan asked with a cheerful smile, "And Xiao, your Xiao King Lang is amazing, right?" This made Xiao Xuanqin suddenly shy. "You mustn't say that again in the future. Otherwise, I'll get angry." King Yan Manbu didn't mind and replied, "Okay, okay, okay. I won't say anything more. I will never speak of it again." At this moment, Xiao Xuanqin felt an unusual complexity in her heart. At that moment, King Yan said before her, "This is the interior of Xianxia dialing. There's nothing at all. Was it taken away by Xiao Yanlong?" Xiao Xuanqin helplessly pointed to the side and said, "Of course not. In the Great Hall, there is a door. That is the way to the depths of the tomb." King Yan suddenly grabbed Xiao Xuanqin and said, "Let's go. Let's go take a look." Xiao Xuanqin suddenly shook off King Yan and walked over. This left King Yan completely stunned. "Did I do something wrong?" Xiao Xuanqin reached out to touch the wall and reminded, touching the wall with a key. As King Yan touched with the key, a hidden passage suddenly appeared before me. At this moment, King Yan looked at him in astonishment. "Wow, it's so dark down there. Do you want me to use the shadow spirit? Let the two of us merge into the darkness. This way it can be safer." Saying this, He took Xiao Xuanqin's hand and walked down. At that moment, Xiao Xuanqin walked while thinking, "What is wrong with me? Why do I have this strange feeling in my heart?" At this moment, King Yan called out, "And Xiao, is there a possibility that Xiao Yanglong has sent other experts to guard this place?" Xiao Xuanqin replied, "I don't know, but it's always good to be cautious." Suddenly, King Yan stopped and thought to herself, "Is the atmosphere around here different? First, sense if there is any danger." But Xiao Xuanqin suddenly bumped into King Yan. He awkwardly said, "Why did you suddenly stop moving?" King Yan awkwardly cleared her throat and replied, "No, I'm sorry. We should be there soon. Let's keep going." In the blink of an eye, the two arrived at the pastor's area. As the coffin was opened, at this moment Xiao Xuanqin looked on in astonishment. Empty, impossible. The stone house and the jade coffin show no signs of having been opened. How could it be empty? At that moment, King Yan suggested, "Let's go take a look at the other jade coffins. Look at those who were recently buried. Is there such a situation as well?" In the blink of an eye, the second one was empty. The NTH one is still empty. At this moment, King Yan pondered to herself, "Have they all turned into vengeful spirits and come out?" That's not right. "Aunt Xiao, please take a look here. Why is there space for the soul inside the coffin?" Xiao Xuanqin was startled. They wouldn't have transported the bodies to another place, would they? This jade coffin is extraordinary. The body disappeared in the blink of an eye. Is this a ghost? Xiao Xuanqin looked astonished. The body has been transported away. What do they want these bodies for? Listening to King Yan's analysis, "I'm afraid only Emperor Xianxia knows." But Xiao Yanglong drove the Xianxia emperor to madness. Who else can we ask? I suddenly thought of a way to say it. How about we conduct an experiment? Let's go up. Bring Xiao Qiang's body over. Let's put it in the jade coffin and see what happens. In the blink of an eye, King Yan tossed Xiao Qiang's body inside. As the coffin was closed, the jade coffin began to shake. At this moment, King Yan looked on in astonishment. Unexpectedly, strong spatial fluctuations began to occur. But as the tremors came to an end, King Yan lifted the lid and immediately wore a shocked expression. It has disappeared again. Where did the body go? At this moment, King Yan suggested again, "And shall we lie down together and give it a try?" Xiao Xuanqin thought of this scene, suddenly turned her head shyly and said, "Still not working. What if we end up in some strange place? What should I do if I can't come back?" King Yan pouted angrily. "How would you know if you don't give it a try? By the way, I just confirmed one thing while moving the bodies. This is the location of the food, following a certain pattern. After I mapped out the entire distribution of the 100 games, it also seems to be a soul." Xiao Xuanqin looked on in confusion. If it is a soul, these two spots shouldn't be empty. Is there some hidden secret here? King Yan listened and agreed. "Let's go take a look." In the blink of an eye, the two began to spar in the tube chamber, accompanied by the clear clouds tapping on the ground. King Yan suddenly lifted the floor and shouted at the plane, "This is the place." At this moment, Xiao Xuanqin looked on in astonishment. They actually placed a snack embedded in the ground. "It feels like a nice snack. Let's dig it out and take a look." King Yan, upon hearing this, pulled her back to stop her. "No, no, no. Aunt Xiao, the various things here are truly astonishing. There must be a path leading somewhere else. And this snack, 80% is the key to elsewhere." Xiao Xuanqin's old face turned red as she said, Oh, okay. I'm not dating anymore. But you let go of me first. Since it's a snack, let's try to activate her with our spiritual power or martial soul. Qingyan awkwardly cleared her throat and replied, Good, as Qingyan used her mental power. Suddenly, a booming sound erupted. The two people kept falling downwards. At this moment, Zio Xuanqin sighed. Fortunately, you're here. Otherwise, I fear I may never find this entrance again. No wonder Yulan insists on me bringing you along. It seems she knows you very well. Listen, the clear clouds capture the colors. That is, if she doesn't know my power, how could you possibly cling to me like this? As Zio Chuinkin said with a serious tone, Yulan is a truly talented girl. If she knew what you said, I don't know what will happen. King Yan immediately backed down. And Sio, don't say anything to her. I was just joking earlier. If you mentioned this to her, I told her I'm your little frog. At that moment, the two arrived at the bottom. At this moment, King Yan stretched and said, Let's stop this topic for now. The live ammunition has stopped. Let's hurry up. But Zio Xuanqin thought to herself, Really, why do you always stir up chaos in someone's heart? As the two delved deeper, King Yam walked while talking. The chill in this long corridor is so intense. Zio Xuanqin agreed. Moreover, the deeper you go into the path, the darker it becomes. He immediately hugged King Yan and said, King Yan, I feel so cold. King Yan reached out and took out the inner elixir. You held my left hand. I possess the Vajra inner strength of the Thunderfire golden elixir, transmitting heat through contact. Xiao Xuanqin exclaimed in surprise. Really? Your flame is really strong. Yet my heart is tangled with thoughts. Isn't it? Can I really not fight for King Yan's heart? In the blink of an eye, the two arrived at a cave. At this moment, King Yan looked on in astonishment. This place truly has hidden wonders. This pillar, this is the energy source for the great formation. You see, there is a large white spherical light floating in the flames. I don't know what it is. Can be nourished by so much energy for many years. Saying this, he reached out and took it out. Xiao Xuanqin was shocked and exclaimed, What's going on? This thing gave birth. You're going to be a dad. As the light orb's brilliance surged. At this moment, King Yan looked on in astonishment. This. Is it time to break out of the shell? In the blink of an eye, Xiao Xuanqin looked and said, I understand. This is spiritual energy. It is the spiritual energy that naturally integrates with the martial soul. The white light just now was the martial soul. At that moment, King Yan sat down and bit her finger. Since it is spiritual energy, let's read and see. What information is there above? What did the male Li actually say? Xiao Xuanqin was instantly defenseless. As King Yan dripped her blood on the spirit energy, King Yan felt and said, Spirit Kai mysterious brush, soul of strange tales, Beast King, and this is a carving knife. At this moment, Xiao Xuanqin looked and said, This item is perfect for curious experimentation. King Yan, you are truly lucky. I don't even know what rank this mysterious artifact is. I don't know what that white strange soul is. Can be placed together with such a precious artifact. King Yan said happily, Wait for me to figure it out. I will definitely be the first to tell you. Perhaps we can find clues about this tomb. With a mischievous grin, he continued. Additionally, when we ascend to the surface in a moment, dig that gem out. Put it back professionally. Prevent others from discovering this secret. At this moment, Xiao Xuanqin felt shy and thought to herself, King Yan is very thoughtful. Such a reliable man. How nice it would be if it were mine. The scene shifts to the Xianxia Martial Academy. Only then did Xiao Xuanqin say, "All right, let's part ways here. I need to go back and tell Yu Lan about this discovery." Randomly grabbed King Yan and said, "On the way back, when you encounter a monster, just kill it. I got a lot of WoW gold eggs." "Thank you." King Yan awkwardly replied, "What are you thanking for? I haven't seen you in a long time. This time, it's not easy to meet again. I didn't prepare anything to give you. How can I intentionally go in my heart?" Upon hearing this, Xiao Xuanqin's mood instantly sank. At this moment, King Yan looked at him in astonishment and asked, "Aunt Xiao, what's wrong with you? Did I say something wrong?" Xiao Xuanqin replied with disappointment, "There is not. I was just thinking. Yu Lan is really lucky. 9 I still haven't been able to be with the person I liked. It's time to grow old." Hearing this, King Yan laughed heartily in response. "No way. You are exceptionally skilled, smart and beautiful. Will always stay young. Moreover, your appearance like this, are you still afraid of not finding someone who likes you? I can't help but feel my heart flutter for you." As soon as the sound of the painting fell, Xiao Xuanqin appeared, spit a mouthful of green on King Yan's face, suddenly flew away. "I understand. Thank you, King Yan." This operation made King Yan feel an intense pressure. What is it? Indeed, women's behavior is often inexplicable. In the blink of an eye, we arrived at the selection store. King Yan walked while thinking to herself, "It's so lively. I haven't been to the selection store for a long time." At this moment, Pan Dewey saw King Yan and hurriedly greeted her warmly. "King Yan, you finally came. Where did you run off to? You are the person of the hour during this time. Come sit in the VIP room." In the blink of an eye, King Yan spoke. "I brought 12 Warcraft golden eggs. Come to exchange for 200 million selection points. Each student can only use 100 million points for exchange with Warcraft gold each year. I haven't used my World of Warcraft gold and exchange points this year, so this can also be considered a choice of 100 million. Listen." Pan Dawei calculated. "You previously defeated the Wizard Academy. I will also get 500 million to choose from, adding up to 1.2 billion. If we talk about rankings, this has already surpassed the free-spirited dragon." King Yan replied, "I know. Before we make our deal, I want to ask you about something." Pan Dawei casually asked, "Is it about the magic spirit?" This left King Yan momentarily stunned as she asked, "What kind of magical spirit is this?" "No, fat old man. I want to ask you about the soul of the strange tales." Upon hearing this, Pan Dawei pointed at King Yan and said, "You still say it's not about asking the magic spirit. The soul of wonders is closely related to the demon spirits." At this moment, King Yan laughed and said, "Fat old man, then you tell me everything." Pan Dawei explained, "The totem beasts, often they can become very powerful. Once they are gone, the soul of the totem on the corpse, it will give birth to magical spirits. They usually like to hide inside the spirit demon beast. Kill the spirit beast. This can force the magic spirit to appear. This creature is not very powerful. It's easy to catch. It's not just our Xianxia Martial Arts Academy that raises magical spirits. Other martial arts academies and the 4 palaces of the Blue Star Palace are secretly raising. They are not cooperating with us very well at the moment, because they like to eat Mo Jing He and Mo Shu Jin Dan. So we currently need to acquire a large amount of these things." At that moment, King Yan hurriedly reached out to interrupt and asked, "Why do we consume so many magic essence boxes and beast eggs?" "Go raise those little creatures. The male lead spends 1.4 billion to place a bet. It turns out it was just to buy such a little thing." Heard King Yan's confusion, Pan Dawei explained, "Because the magical spirit can release the totem text from within, but they just need to do it willingly. A magic spirit can also sense the totem patterns and the souls of wonders, can help people find these things. We Star Rotation Martial Arts Academy preparing to auction a weak magic sprite. Points are needed to exchange. Who has more options? Whoever possesses the magic spirit will own it. Even Zai Yanlong has come, but you must not go to the auction. The magic spirit we released. But there's something wrong. Only likes to absorb the energy from the Warcraft golden eggs. Who can afford to raise them?" King Yan exclaimed excitedly. "I want to go, I want to go. I want to go to this auction too. I really admire you." King Yan laughed and said, "He fat king. I know. You definitely have a WoW golden egg in your hands. Let's exchange it. This way I can exchange 2 more items." 5 days later, at this moment in the auction house, someone exclaimed in amazement, "Look, look, King Yan has arrived. Wow, he seems even more handsome now." King Yan is on the wealth ranking list, ranked 8th. He obtained the May Day selection through the Xianxia Institute. Maybe we can really capture that magical spirit. Mo Jingling is equivalent to the totem text. Many people will fight for it. It is said that Zaya Long will also participate. Zaya Long is ranked first on the wealth list. The purple-haired beauty pouted. "I don't care anymore. Today I must talk to King Yan. Zio Yang Long will definitely not let him obtain the demon spirit. Otherwise, it means King Yan will become stronger. You need to know. King Yan and Zio Yang Long have agreed to a decisive battle." As King Yan closed her eyes to rest, she heard her heart whisper, "Zio Yang Long has indeed arrived." At that moment, a hand suddenly reached into King Yan's chest. King Yan was suddenly taken aback and thought to herself, Who touched me?" Lan Fengjin greeted the person. "Little ghost, you're here too. The chest has become quite firm." Saying this, he reached out and started to pinch. This made King Yan cry out in pain. The beautiful women beside them were not pleased. "I also want to touch it a little." "That's right. What are you doing?" "Randomly touching Zio Yan Yan." "They also really want to touch it. Isn't that annoying?" "Does Prince King Yan enjoy this kind of physical contact?" "So bold." At that moment, King Yan looked at Lan Fengjin and asked, "Sister Lan, you're not here to steal the magic spirit, are you?" But in my heart I was thinking, well done. Sister Lan smells so good." At that moment, Lan Fengjin said, "It was originally. But if you want to, I'll give it to you. What are you looking at? Little stinker. What are you thinking about?" King Yan replied with an embarrassed expression, "I always can't help but think of how you looked the first time I saw you. I miss it a lot." Lan Fengjin tugged at King Yan's braid and said, "He is already a married man. Still so disobedient. I found you. Recently, I've slowly become a little pervert." At that moment, Pan Dawei said, "Below, this will be the most valuable item at our auction." Right. That is not a good thing, but rather a magical sprite. King Yan was extremely excited upon seeing it. "Here it comes." At this moment, Pan Dawei lifted the cover cloth and said, "I believe this is something everyone has been looking forward to. Did everyone see that?" This is the magic sprite. Specific function. There's no need for me to say much more. The starting price is the key point. Everyone, feel free to raise the price. King Yan immediately thought that it was a waste. Ah, why is it so small? At that moment, Lan Fengjin, who was watching from the side, sighed. What a poor little thing. King Yan immediately agreed. It's very pitiful. I have decided. But it. Must listen to this, Lan Fengjin exclaimed in surprise. Are you kidding me? Aren't you here to join the fun? But King Yan thought to herself, there will be a good show soon. Time Wing. All that could be heard was the imposing shout of Xianxia Long. At that moment, everyone was shocked. What are you doing? Starting with such a high price. Is that carefree dragon intentionally trying to stop others from bidding? At that moment, a male voice shouted, 1.2 billion. This statement sparked a flurry of discussions in the crowd. Beigong has really invested heavily. Test. With so many 5 institutes, aren't they going to say anything? Nonsense. Who has so many fine pens? At that moment, Lan Fengjin anxiously pushed King Yan and reminded her. I said, you should give up the idea. This price has already peaked. Unless you have another way to get this little thing. At this moment, Xiao Long shouted while competing. 1,219,000,000. Pan Dawei looked at the cold and asked, 1.29 billion for the first time. As soon as she finished speaking, King Yan extended her hand to quote a price. 1,300,000,000. This statement left the entire audience in shock. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Is King Yan crazy? King Yan, don't make trouble. You have at most 600 or 700 million choices. Where did you get 13 billion options? That's right. What are you making a fuss about? This much money is no joke. Is King Yan okay? Then King Yan took out the gold card and said, can I swipe my card now? Lan Fengjin felt a sudden rush of urgency. It turns out, King Yan's chosen points, not just 13 billion, but more than 1.4 billion. The male leads auctioned magic spirit. It turns out to be the high priest among the elves. This is a story about passing down. At this moment at the Xinyang Bayashu, King Yan released the demon spirit and asked, Little one, my name is King Yan. What about you? The magical sprite She's trembled and replied, my name is Mo Mo. But in my heart I was thinking, he looks refined and gentle. So polite. Suddenly King Yan approached and asked, I heard you're a scammer. It's just the World of Warcraft golden egg, right? This completely ruined any good feelings Moo Moo had. King Yan asked in confusion, why do other magic sprites eat the magic beast gold boxes? But you don't eat. Listening, Momo explained, because the energy provided by those magical beast gold boxes is too little. I can't get enough to eat. It still hurts my stomach. Only the Warcraft golden egg tastes good, and it's easy to fill up. And my stomach doesn't hurt either. At this moment, King Yan took out a golden box and said, but I don't have the Warcraft golden egg right now. There is indeed a golden box of 0 beasts. The energy contained is quite significant as well. Are you eating? Momo looked at him with starry eyes. Eat. Listen, King Yan echoed. Eat. Don't run away. I have indeed trampled through the wheat field. I just brought you back. Silently listened to the cold's declaration. I can't run. But King Yan thought to herself, this little one has a pretty good personality, as if he were a man of principles. Little did they know while eating, they said, if you run away, I will definitely starve to death. Not everyone can get me food right. I don't want to go hungry. Eat a Zero Monster's golden box. I can probably last about 10 days. The Warcraft golden egg can feed you for a month. Please don't abandon me. I will starve to death out here." King Yun listened and said with disdain, "You eat so much. I've survived until now without starving. That's quite impressive. But deep down I was thinking, preaching nonsense." At this moment he comforted softly. "You can rest assured. You make me feel full. I can also bring you benefits. The reason I can only consume monster gold eggs and Zero Monster gold boxes. That is because my bloodline is noble, unlike other magical spirits. If it weren't for your totem bloodline inheritance, I won't talk to you either. We magic spirits refuse to communicate with humans. Your totem is just a birth totem. It can still evolve in the future. And my strength can make your totem evolve. After the totem evolved, can you understand more about the totem? The totem gives you even greater strength." Kaiyan heard this and smiled widely, asking, "But I heard that you magic spirits can release the totem. So many people are eager to buy you, but you eat a lot, but do not release the totem. So they gave up on you." Upon hearing this, Momo kicked Kaiyan in the face and said, "They don't know what's valuable." This left Kian looking completely stunned. "Why are you hitting me when they don't recognize value?" At this moment Momo explained while playing, "Although I don't have a totem, but my abilities are much stronger than those of other magic spirits. They have a totem, but they cannot make the totem evolve. The strength is very limited in the clan of the magic spirits. I am the high priest, mainly responsible for totem evolution, and I sense that there is still a totem within you, but that totem does not merge well with you. Listen." Kai Yan pouted. "Your gaze is quite sharp, isn't it? This is the totem martial soul I have devoured. But since it's been such a long time, you haven't seriously put in effort for the previous person. What are you all doing? You have a pretty good figure. They wouldn't have any strange product codes, would they? I can't do it. Right? You are so small. Everywhere is small. I must listen to these words and silently clench my fists in anger. Do you still want me to help you deal with the totem?" With a quick turn of the scene, Momo reached out and said, "Don't resist." At this moment, Kai Yun was practicing while saying, "I seem to have seen an ancient giant beast in the desolation." At this moment, Momo continued speaking. "There's only so much I can do. Strengthen connections. Enhance mutual perception. A new totem symbol has already appeared on your heart. From now on, you'll have to rely on yourself. Pet, I'm hungry again. Listen." Kian took out the golden box and said, "Hungry is just hungry. What are you posing for? You helped me a lot. So hard. The consumption is high. Feeling hungry is normal." Then, with a puzzled expression, asked, silently, "You really can't eat the alcohol magic box?" Only then did Momo teach Ziu about it. "You can eat it, but after eating, I will have a stomach ache. It hurts so much. It's not that I had no choice. I won't eat it. Kian Jich, I really don't want a stomach ache. Please don't make me eat that kind of thing, okay?" This left Kian feeling helpless. "I will do my best to get you the most delicious food. Can you be normal for once? By the way, you must be very familiar with Warcraft, right? Since you like eating Warcraft golden eggs so much, can you sense the nearby magical beast golden egg?" This little sprite turns out to be a little lecher, starting to flirt with the male lead again. After listening to Kian's words, silently affirmed in response, "Of course, but with your current strength, we are going to steal the magic golden egg. It's really too hard. I rarely meet someone as good as you. I really hope nothing happens to you. If it really doesn't work, I just endured the stomach pain. Try the alcohol magic box for a while. I would rather have a stomach ache. I can't let you take risks for me." Hearing this, Qian laughed heartily. "Thank you." Silently, Momo politely replied, "You're welcome. In the future, I will just reside in the aura surrounding you. I feel it. You have a very powerful aura." Kaiyun took out the nine yang divine soul and said, "This is it, right?" "It is indeed possible. The first pearl's space is vast. It also contains some important things from me. Just don't mess around." Silently, they nodded in agreement. "Got it. I'll go in and take a look first. Remember to bring me a tree." Suddenly, Dugui walked over. Qian looked and asked, "Teacher, how did you come here?" At this moment, Dugui reached out and said, "Kaiyan, the little things you bought. It is said to be a very good magical spirit. The elders of the Star Rotation Fifth Academy. I want you to push it back. Is that so?" Yet my heart was filled with wild joy. It turns out that Momo is truly the high priest of the magic elf clan. Then the second brother said, "What if I don't agree?" Hearing Dugui shrug his shoulders and say, "I don't know either. In any case, that little thing must have other impressive qualities. That's why they are in a hurry to take it back. If you disagree, they should continue to send people here. By the way, what about that little thing?" At this moment, silently listening inside the bead, she thought, "Qianji, please don't send me back." Looking at Kaiyan, who was smiling happily, said, "That little one is not doing well. I'm not done playing yet." He then turned his head and said, "I won't go back, since this little guy is making them so anxious. Then I must have made a profit." Dugui turned and left. "I will go back and tell them now. Say you disagree to return it. Let them give up." Kaiyan looked on and thought, "These people are quite cunning." Surprisingly, Dugui, who has the best relationship with me, has come. Suddenly, the scene shifts as Qian Kan makes a move. He broke a branch and said, "Silent, if they want to take you back, I will leave this place. You don't need to worry, right? I've sent you what you wanted." At this moment, Momo was astonished. "Brother Yun, where did you get the branch?" "The trees that can grow such branches. But it's very impressive. A tree that can grow for many years. And it can become very huge. This tree has a totem inside." Suddenly I saw Kaiyan shyly. Jumping to a branch, he asked, "How is it? Is this the right spot?" Silently affirmed, "That's right. The inner circle of the big tree is right here. There is a totem inside. Let's start digging from here." As the sound of the painting fell, Lai slipped into the treasure palace. Half an hour later. At this moment, Kaiyan looked at the dugout tree hole and thought, "How can it be like the crystal pillar of Xianxia and dialing?" Momo explained at that moment, "This is the inner tail of the big tree. The totem is hidden inside. I have already seen it. I'll give it a try. Can you read this totem and copy it onto yourself?" Kaiyan's face showed determination as he thought to himself, "Why can't I see anything at all?" At that moment, Momo reached out to greet. "Brother Yun, it's best if the totem has a spirit companion from the very beginning. Your 3 paths and 5 souls. 2 of them are in the heart, and the arm has been occupied by the Celestial Master totem and the Dragon Titer totem. Just place it in your dantian. Quick, lie down, quick, lie down," hearing Qian say while dragging along. "Fortunately, you are a copy. It's not about taking the totem. Otherwise, it would be bad if we hurt the big tree. The fairy ghost treasures this tree." At this moment, Momo shyly and playfully said, "Aya, you are so annoying. Why did you suddenly take off your clothes?" "It's still the first time for me. They are not ready yet." At that moment, Kaiyan lay down silently cursing. "Neurotic! What a load of nonsense! I am lying down." Momo said while controlling it, "Xianxia has a great physique. I am very gentle. Xianxia, don't struggle." In the blink of an eye, Kaiyan finished dressing and said, "Your stamina has decreased quite a bit. Don't worry. I still have plenty of rations you can eat. I will work hard to find food for you." At this moment, Momo took out her wings and said, "By the way, Brother Yun, I just switched out a pair of wings in the space. If they still won't let me go, just hand over your wings to them. I said I'm starving to death. This way, they won't make things difficult for you." As soon as the words were spoken, Kaiyan suddenly gasped. "It's really about speaking the truth. They have arrived. Hurry and hide." The male lead has a deceptive charm that can easily manipulate others. The old men were left bewildered. Kaiyan instructed Momo to hide afterward. He picked up a branch and pretended to clean up, as everyone rushed over. At this moment, in the Jiayang divine breaking space, Momo was quietly reflecting. "Oh dear, why have so many people come?" At that moment, Yilan and Yinan asked, "Kaiyan, I heard you refuse to hand over the magic spirit. The conditions we offered are quite favorable. Don't be greedy." Hearing Kaiyan's seemingly harmless demeanor, he replied, "The magical spirit is what I bought. It already belongs to me. What do you mean by handing it over? It was you who gave up that magic spirit in the first place. Why should it be taken back now?" Seeing this attitude, the white-bearded man shouted, "A disrespectful younger generation! How dare you talk back? Diu Gui is busy providing cover on the side. Shenlao, young people's tempers can be a bit fiery, but you were also at fault first." The bearded man retorted, "I was wrong first. It was clearly him. I know that the magical sprite is very precious. Want to keep it for myself." Upon hearing this, Kian disdainfully poked the bearded man on the head with a branch. "Do you still have any shame left? You are clearly here to openly seize a student's private property." Downstream, the bearded man had never endured such humiliation. He shouted fiercely while wielding a branch, "Kaiyan, I will immediately expel you from the Xingxuan Martial Academy." At this moment, Kaiyan took out his wings and said, "I'm not afraid to tell you. You really have no chance left. That magical spirit starved to death. I bought such a useless thing. I was already very angry. Why do you still take it back with such a bad attitude? I am even angrier." The bearded man suddenly turned dark with frustration. "How dare you kill that magical sprite?" Kian immediately expressed her discontent and retorted, "What did I kill? Clearly, it's you who can't bear to feed them. He almost starved to death. I don't have any Warcraft essence eggs to feed him. He died by himself. What can I do? I spent over 1 billion on the stakes. I bought this magical sprite. Then kill it. Have you all lost your minds? Do you think I would do something so foolish? If the magic spirit were still alive, I returned it to you a long time ago. Get back over 1 billion in rewards and a few magic beast eggs. I bought such a dud. Who can I go to for reason? I truly suffered a loss." Seeing Kai Yun so excited, beside them, Pan Dewey and Du Gui also hurriedly tried to persuade. I must say, Kai Yun's skill in eloquence and debate is remarkable. It can definitely win an award. At this moment, The white-bearded man was so angry his teeth itched. "Little rascal! Hand over the jade token of your Xianxian Martial Academy student. From now on, you are no longer a student of our Star Rotation Martial Arts Academy." As soon as the voice fell silent, the frame stopped. As a strange cloud emerged, it threw the jade token away. "There are martial arts academies like yours, old thieves." A haze of smoke and chaos. "I don't care about being a student at the Xianxian Martial Arts Academy." This infuriated the old man with the white beard. "You this." Kai Yun took out an object disdainfully. "What do you mean? Open your eyes and see what this is." At this moment, Pan Dawei and Du Gui performed a comedic duet. Only the Kiwenshi certified by the Kiwendian can do so. Only by mastering the 3 secrets can one freely enter and exit the Wu Academy. "Have you already been certified?" "Oh dear, what should we do?" Hearing this, Qian replied dismissively, "Even if I can come and go freely, I won't stay in a place where old evil spirits roam. I'll tidy up right away. Leave here." Upon hearing this, the other 2 began to converse. "It's all over now. Lost a rare artifact, master. This is bad." Old Lady Jiang acted impulsively. "What should I do? Should I report this to the dean as well?" At that moment, Pan Dawei and Du Gui thought to themselves, "Let's go, King Yun. You should look a bit cooler when you take risks. Let's go, let's go. It's okay. The teacher supports you." The scene shifts to the Kiwen Grand Hall, only heard silently in astonishment. "Qian Jeet, I should have thought of that earlier. You are a high level," Qian said as she opened the door. "This place is specifically for accommodating rare scholars. We are very safe." He then took out a golden box. Momo looked at the results in silence and said, "Brother Yan, I can see the hidden text, and also understand the wonderful uses of strange texts. I can write down the strange text and present it to you. You are a master of wonders. I can give you a lot of help." Hearing this, King Yan pondered and said, "Besides eating, you can also do these 2 things." This made Momo quite dissatisfied. Suddenly there was a sound from the east. King Yan said, "You take a look. What is this?" "This is what was intercepted for me back then. Let me help you recite the fruit of knowledge." As Momo finished checking quietly, he opened his eyes silently and said, "But it can only be for those under 500 years old. Can be used to increase lifespan. Can we add another 10 or 20 years? The focus is on whether the Kiwen master can unleash the power of the Lingwen. This kind of spiritual script is very useful. After all, one can go against the heavens. Forced resurrection. The male lead's gaze is absolutely captivating. Give Momo a hand. She can't do it anymore." Hearing Momo's words, King Yun said, "Yo, you really can do it." Silently shouted in anger, "Don't look down on others." Qian took out a stove and said, "Momo, you go to sleep first. I am ready to train with the Wanjin Wang steel. It's easy to forge a puppet beast. My previous white stone broke." Here Momo quietly jumped onto the bed and lay there, speaking softly. "What a pity. You missed the chance to share a bed with the high priest." Hearing King Yan's silence, she pondered, "I'm not interested in your shriveled green beans." The scene shifts to the next day. King Yan held the puppet and said, "The inside of the lion is empty, mainly to place various beads that contain special abilities. For example, energy storing power gem, the thunderfire pearl that bursts with the power of thunder and fire, or perhaps a giant bead carved with massive patterns." At that moment, Momo woke up, yawning and asking, "Are you going to carve the totem design?" He was astonished to see what King Yan was holding in her hand. "This is the soul of the Beast King's strange patterns." Hearing this, King Yan exclaimed with joy, "I attained this thing by chance. I didn't expect it to be such a good thing after all. Do you know how to use this thing?" Silently replied, "Generally speaking, the soul of the Kiwin is only used after being fused by someone. Now then, the soul of the Beast King with strange patterns, it has been integrated into this. King Yanji, why don't you try using it to carve totem patterns?" As the blood soul power is injected, King Yan exclaimed in astonishment, "It has an effect. I felt it." At this moment, King Yan swiftly made a series of moves. King Yan felt a surge of fear. This transaction, this pen seems to be alive. He sighed. The power of this pen. It is also the inner elixir within my arm of the heavenly master. It's not the power of blood and soul, but it's better than blood soul power. Silently encouraged, "Let's go, Brother Yun. I can sense that the soul of the strange pattern is very active right now, as if it were alive. That's great." In the blink of an eye, King Yun completed the operation. At this moment, the puppet came to life, emitting a growling sound. King Yan said excitedly, "Let's call you Spirit Lion King." Beside him, Momo quickly agreed. "Don't talk about Wang, just leave it be. Civilization is you and me." Looking at King Yan, she clenched her fist and said, "With this guy, hunting magical beasts has become much easier. But if I had a spirit king cannon, such a high-grade spirit artifact, 2 shots can destroy a spirit beast. It will be more convenient. What a pity." Suddenly, with a smile, he looked at Momo and thought, "That's right. Momo can replicate the dark patterns. As long as we can obtain the dark patterns of the Spirit King Cannon, it can replicate the Spirit King Cannon." This made Momo blush and shyly say, "Your gaze is lustful. Why are you looking at me like that?" She is still an innocent little girl. At this moment, King Yun stood up and said, "It seems I have to go to the center of the First Legion. We need to borrow the Spirit King's cannon for research. If one masters the spirit tools, then match it with my binding talisman, even without a squad, can single-handedly eliminate a large group of magical beasts." Silently listening, he asked, "Are we going now?" King Yun lay on the ground and replied, "No, I'll take a break first, then go to meet Elder Zhuo Chuan." As the scene shifted, Zhuo Chuan smiled and said behind him, "I knew you would eventually cross paths with those people. Being kicked out is only natural. It's okay, it's okay. Let's leave it here for now. No problem, help me out. Improve your own strength." This suddenly made King Yun's heart race. "Are you that happy?" At that moment, 2 people walked back and shouted, Grand Elder, Grand Elder. We were attacked 500 miles away from the Mountain of Wonders. There is a city we are responsible for protecting, suddenly attacked by a powerful group of magical beasts. After we rushed over, unable to withstand the horde of monsters. Heavy casualties. I suspect there is an insider collaborating with the demons. The city gate was opened from the inside. The city defense formation has also been retracted." Zhuo Chuan replied with a serious expression, "It just so happens that King Yan is also here. Let's go together. Please send an elite guard to accompany me." The scene shifts to show everyone in the sky above the city. At this moment, King Yan looked at the monster and sighed. The monsters actually understand how to attack in formation. These formations. These are all tactics that human armies excel at using. No wonder they say these monsters are cunning. Looking again at Yuachuan Road's guest path. Didn't they say there were only over 100 magical beasts? There are over 1,000 here. Moreover, there are mostly 9 types of magical beasts. He then instructed King Yun, "You go rescue those being chased by the monsters." Suddenly, a beautiful woman was being chased by a monster. At that moment, a beam of light suddenly descended from the sky. With a loud bang, it fell behind the beautiful woman. Then it became clear that it was King Yan who reminded him, "Don't just stand there foolishly. Get out of the way." At that moment, the beautiful woman thought to herself, "Saved. This young man is so handsome. We are saved." In the blink of an eye, King Yun thought to herself as she dealt with the magical beast, "Temporarily safe now. It's finally been mostly cleared out around here." At that moment, the beautiful woman hurriedly stepped forward to thank him. "Thank you for your assistance, young master. Otherwise, the young lady would have been severely injured by the demon wolf long ago. The young lady's name is Lin Yin. May I ask how to address you, young master?" The group of people the male lead saved are ungrateful. They actually set their sights on the treasures he possessed. Listening to Lin Yin's words, King Yun smiled and replied, "Just call me a Yun. I am a member of the Curiosity Hall. Protecting you is also what I should do. You're welcome. There are still many magical beasts outside. It's still very dangerous now. I'll escort you to retreat." In the blink of an eye, Lin Yin said, "We were originally the heirs of the Lin family in this city. The city is now in ruins. Our family has also fallen apart. To meet young Master Yun, it is truly our honor. I wonder if Yun can escort us. Go to the secluded place of our Lin family's elder." King Yun stretched lazily and said, "All right. You lead the way. We are leaving the city now." The scene shifts to show everyone flying swiftly. King Yan opened her heart and thought, "How can they run so fast? This won't do." He stepped forward and greeted 2 older brothers. "You all slow down a bit. Conceal your breath. Avoid attracting the monsters." The 2 replied disdainfully, "Your strength is so formidable. What are you afraid of the monster? Let's run a bit faster. It's also to see the 5 spirits of the Lin family sooner. You are at the Hall of Wonders. It was supposed to protect us. Even if we have to summon the beast, you can't control us. Stay alert. Pay attention to the movements of the monster. Why do you want to manage us?" Tingba Qingyan angrily thought to herself, "If it weren't for Elder Zhuo Chue asking me for help, I can't be bothered with you all." At that moment, Lin Yan hurriedly said from behind, "Uncle Wu and Uncle Liu, can't you be a little more polite? Young Master Yun, that's just how their temper is. Please be forgiving." At that moment, everyone noticed a group of people ahead. King Yan shyly approached the group. This scared a few people on the ground, who hurriedly picked up their weapons. King Yan quickly explained, "Everyone, don't be afraid. My name is King Yan. It's the people from the Hall of Oddities." The old man with a beard immediately responded politely, "So it's the young hero from the Hall of Strange Tales. I am Ding Yi." The orc horde suddenly attacked. The Ding family suffered first due to their proximity to the city gate. Now we are all hurt deeply. Can't leave for now. I hope the young hero can take my granddaughter, Zio Honor, with you." King Yun took out the equipment and said, "Several seniors, your injuries cannot be delayed. Each of you take a moment to use this light pattern gear. First, stabilize your injuries." At this moment, Lin Lao Wu and Lin Lao Liu looked at the atmosphere and thought to themselves, "The Guangwen equipment can help people heal quickly. Such a rare thing." He actually has 2 sets. People from the Lin family were also injured. He could only unhappily stare at that family. Ding Yi took the equipment and said excitedly, "I can't believe they lent us something so valuable. I truly don't know how to express my gratitude." Ding Hong also happily approached to express her gratitude. Suddenly, Lin Yin leaned over and said, "Young Master Yun, everyone in the Lin family has injuries as well. Could we borrow those 2 sets of light pattern equipment? We use our own coins to replenish the energy of the light pattern equipment." Ting Ba King Yun gracefully declined. "Sorry, my light pattern equipment, you cannot replenish energy with gold coins. It requires the injection of diamond inner strength. I used it for a few seniors, and the energy was basically depleted, even if it needs to be supplemented. We have to wait a couple of days." Upon hearing this, the Lin family exchanged glances. "What should I do? I want to keep him here." Lin Yin turned around and smiled. "Just in time, several seniors need to recuperate for a few days. We can wait here. Once the young master replenishes the energy of the Guangwen equipment." King Yan did not refuse. "Let's set up camp." But in my heart I was thinking, the Lin family wants light patterned equipment. Do not let the head of the family borrow. Yet Ling Yin employed the beauty trick. "I really don't know what the intention is. Let's agree to observe them for a few days for now." At this moment in the tent, King Yan asked, "Ding Kai and Bei, do you know about the Lin family?" "Listen," Ding Yi said. "The Lin family is a very prominent family in this city, but I don't have much of a foundation. Not very clear. I just have a vague idea. The Lin family has conflicts with several prominent families." King Yan sighed and said, "To be honest with you, my impression of them isn't great either. That's why we set up the tent over here with you." Suddenly, Ding Hong turned around and said, "I think Sister Lin Yin is a really nice person, because I need to rest here for a few days. She is afraid I will be bored." He also said to take me for a walk nearby tomorrow. At this moment, King Yan advised, "Be careful when you go out tomorrow. I'll stay in the tent and do some good." King Yan looked at the completed statue of the fortune star. The quality of the talisman this time is quite good. Suddenly, Ding Yi hurriedly walked in and asked, "Len Xiaoxia, is Hammer with you?" King Yan replied in surprise, "No, isn't she out playing with Lin Yin today?" At that moment, a sudden sound echoed. Ding Hong fell to the ground, crying out in terror, "What do you want to do?" The group of people the male lead saved are ungrateful. They actually set their sights on the treasures she possessed. After hearing Lin Yin's words, King Yun smiled and replied, "Just call me a Yun. I am a person from the temperature store. Protecting you is what I should do. You're welcome. There are many beasts outside. It's still very dangerous now. I will escort you to retreat." Suddenly, Ling Yin said, "We are the descendants of the Lin family in this city. Now the city is destroyed. Our family has also fallen apart. To meet young Master Yun. It is truly our honor. I wonder if a Yun can escort us." "Go to the secluded place of the Lin family's elders." Ting stretched lazily and said, "All right, you lead the way. We're leaving the city now." The scene shifts to show everyone flying rapidly. King Yan looked at her heart and thought, "How can they run so fast? This won't work." He stepped forward and greeted 2 elder brothers. "Please slow down a bit. Conceal your breath. Avoid attracting the monsters." The 2 responded disdainfully, "Your strength is so great. What are you afraid of, the monster? Let's run a bit faster. It's also to see the elite martial artist of the Lin family soon. You all have a temperature store. It was supposed to protect us, even if we have to lure the beasts. You can't control us either. You should be more vigilant. Pay attention to the movements of the beast. Why are you here to manage us?" Ting thought angrily to herself. "If it weren't for Elder Zhuachuan asking me for help, I can't be bothered with you all." At that moment, Lin Yan hurriedly said from behind, "Uncle Wu and Uncle Liu, can you be a little more polite? Young Master Yan, that's just how their temper is. Please be understanding." At that moment, everyone noticed a group of people ahead. King Yan shyly stepped in front of a few people. This prompted a few people on the ground to quickly grab their weapons. King Yan hurriedly explained, "Everyone, don't be afraid. My name is King Yan. It's the people from the temperature store over there." The old man with the beard quickly replied politely, "It turns out to be the young hero from the Qin shop. I am Ding Nai." The demon army suddenly attacked. The Ding family suffered first because they were close to the city gate. Now we are all hurt deeply. We can't leave for now. I hope the young hero can take my granddaughter, Xiao Honor, with you." Ting Ba King Yun took out the equipment and said, "Several seniors, your injuries cannot be delayed. Each of you take a turn using this light patterned equipment. First, stabilize your injuries." At this moment, Lin Lao Wu and Lin Lao Li looked at the fragrant atmosphere. The Guangwen equipment can help people heal quickly. Such a rare thing. He actually has 2 sets. The Lin family also suffered injuries. He just doesn't trust the Ding family. Ding Yi excitedly took the equipment. "How could they lend us such a valuable item? I truly don't know how to thank you." Ding Hong also joined in happily to express her gratitude. Suddenly, Lin Yin leaned over and said, "Young Master Yun, all of us in the Lin family are also injured. Could we borrow those 2 sets of light patterned equipment as well? We use our own coins to replenish the energy of the light pattern equipment." Ting Ba King Yun gently declined. "Sorry, my light pattern gear, gold coins cannot replenish energy. It requires the injection of diamond inner strength. After using it, several seniors have nearly depleted their energy. Even if we need to supplement, it will take another 2 or 3 days." Upon hearing this, the Lin family exchanged glances. "What should I do? I want to keep him here." Lin Yin turned around and said with a smile, "Just in time, a few seniors need some adjustment for a few days. We can wait here, as soon as the young master replenishes the energy of the light patterned equipment." King Yan did not refuse. "Let's set up camp." But in my heart, I was thinking, the Lin family wants the Guangwen equipment. Do not let the head of the household borrow. Yet Lin Yin used US dollars. I truly do not know what the intention is. For now, agree to observe them for a few days. As the scene shifts, we hear King Yan asking inside the tent, "Din Kai, do you know about the Lin family?" Listen to Ding Yi's response. "The Lin family is a prominent aristocratic family in this city, but I don't remember much. Not quite clear. It is the path of subtlety. The Lin family has conflicts with several noble families." King Yan sighed and said, "Well, to be honest with you, I don't have a good impression of them either. That's why the accounts are settled on your side." Suddenly, Ding Hong turned around and said, "I think Sister Lin Yin is a really nice person, because I need to rest here for a few days. She is afraid I'll be bored. Also, you said you would take me for a walk nearby tomorrow." At that moment, King Yan advised, "Be careful when you go out tomorrow. I will stay in the tent and do some good deeds." King Yan gazed at the finished Fuzing statue. A high-quality binding outfit this time is quite good. Suddenly, Ding Yi rushed in and asked, "Xianxia, is Honor with you?" King Yan replied in astonishment, "No, Isn't she going out to play with Lin Yin today?" At that moment her voice suddenly came through. Ding Hong fell to the ground in terror, shouting, "What are you going to do? This scheming beauty is using a beauty trap on the male lead." Yet she wouldn't even glance at the male lead. With Ding Hong's scream, old Lin Wu looked at my with a smile. Don't shout. Your brothers will accompany you to do some fun things." At that moment, King Yan appeared behind several people with a dark expression and shouted, "Everyone stop." At this moment, Lin Yin explained with a smile, "Yan Pengzi, don't get me wrong. Everyone was just teasing Hong Hong. Now, suddenly you come over too. Drink some wine with us. Everyone just wants to have some fun." King Yan Atmosphere said, "Ding Senior, let's go. Don't worry. I will definitely help you take revenge for this grudge." Lin Yin was still forcefully explaining, "Young Master Yan, I'm sorry. This is really not what you think." At that moment, the man in the black robe said, "What are you afraid of? We have many people and heavy responsibilities. This kid has a spirit essence sword and 2 pieces of radiant pattern gear. Just killed him. Take the treasure back to the Lin family." Upon hearing this, Lin Lao Wu smirked mischievously. "Great. I've never liked him. Ding family, I'll give you another chance. If you don't want your family to be wiped out, then obediently listen to us." "What do you want to do?" Ding Yi angrily thought to himself. "I didn't expect the martial arts elder of the Lin family to be so despicable. How dare they instruct family members to do such things?" Lin Lao licked his lips and coldly said, "What are you doing? Of course, it's your granddaughter. Oh, look at that kid's cowardly look. Everyone was so scared that they didn't dare to speak. Who gave him the audacity to oppose our Lin family with just a mere 5 body 9 heavy?" At this moment, the man in black smirked. "Lao Mu, right in front of them I took that girl and I'm here. I promise they won't even touch your clothes." Upon hearing this, King Yun reached out and summoned the Lin Jinbao sword aura. "I truly was blind. I actually saved you bunch of beasts." Lin Ying quickly stopped him. "Young master, please don't. It's not too late to back down now. You can't defeat them. I don't want you to get hurt. Just listen to my advice this once. Let go." King Yun pushed Lin Ying out. Lin Lao Li looked on disdainfully. This blonde kid really isn't afraid of death, huh? Then I'll show you the power of the Lin family." As King Yun manipulated Lin Jinbao's sword, he scoffed. "No matter how much garbage piles up together, it's still garbage." With a swift motion, he instantly killed Lin Lao. At that moment, the man in the black robe rushed forward angrily and shouted, "You dare to kill someone from the Lin family? I want to make your life worse than death. And someone like you doesn't deserve to enter the 5-blade spear." Kin Yun said as he pressed a binding talisman onto the head of the man in the black robe. In the terrified gaze of the cloaked figure, Kin Yun summoned the giant spirit king hammer and struck him with the dragon breaker 60 blows. At this moment, Ding Yi, who was watching from the side, was drenched in cold sweat and shocked. Surprisingly defeated the 5-bladed spear in an instant. Is he really a person with 5 bodies and 9 heavy burdens? The black-robed man pleaded for mercy at this moment. Don't. Please don't kill me. This way. I have a World of Warcraft gold bullet. I can give you." Kin Yun said with a gloomy expression, "Take it out. I can spare your life." Upon hearing this, the man in the black robe hurriedly manipulated the ring. "Little hero, I'll get you the golden bullet right away." In the blink of an eye, Kin Yun said, "I received the items. He was kicked out immediately. Get lost, you garbage. At this moment, the man in the black robe who was kicked out shouted, "Listen to me. Everyone, let's go together. Kill this little bastard. Who can kill him? I will give my storage spirit energy to someone." He was made the head of the Lin family. Upon hearing this, everyone became excited. What? Really? Everyone, hurry up. This is a once-in-a-thousand-years opportunity. Ding Yi sensed the atmosphere. It's truly outrageous. The members of the Ding family. I vow to help young hero Yan with my life. What no one noticed was that Lin Ying had quietly arrived behind Ding Hong. Then he threatened with a knife. "Oh, quickly hand over your weapons and treasures, and the golden egg from earlier in the game. Otherwise, I'll take his life." Kai Yun looked astonished. "Lin Yin, I underestimated you. I never expected that the Lin family would have such despicable people. This is Lin Lao Liu laughing heartily. Ah, this is called all's fair in war. That little girl of yours is just too careless." The man in the black robe by the side also shouted excitedly, "Don't waste your breath on him. Lin Yin, quickly think of a way to get him to hand over the items first." Dad Lin Ying said with a sinister look, "Young Master Yun, if you don't throw the things over here soon, I will pack this girl's clothes right now." Ding Hong cried at this moment, "Brother Yun, leave me alone. Hurry and take Grandpa and the others away." "Shut up." Lin Lao Liu slapped him hard across the face. Zai looked at Kai Yun helplessly and threw out Lin Jinbao's sword. Lin Ying exclaimed hurriedly, "Uncle Liu, pick it up and show me." Just as Lin Lao Liu handed the treasured sword to Lin Ying, Kai Yun's lips curled into a sharp smile. At the same time, Lin Ying took the treasured sword. Suddenly, a jolt caused me to fall to the ground. How could this happen? My body won't move. This little beauty has also improved. Knowing the male lead has a wife, she still wants to be with him. Lin Ying is losing control. Ding Hong hurriedly ran towards Kai Yan. "Don't even think about running away," just as Lin Lao Liu wanted to chase her. The treasured sword occasionally clanged. A sniff pierced through Lin Lao Liu's body. At this moment, Kai Yun said coldly, "This treasured sword is one with my spirit. As long as I use my mental power, I can control it. No one from the Lin family will escape today." As soon as the words were spoken, Kai Yun wielded the treasured blade, swiftly reaping all the members of the Lin family. At that moment, Lin Ying hurriedly laughed and begged for mercy. "Young Master Yun, don't kill me. Don't kill me. You can do whatever you want with me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me." Kai Yun scoffed. "HMPH. Kill you. I hate to dirty my knife." Lin Ying realized that being soft was useless. Suddenly, with a sinister and threatening expression, "Don't forget, you belong to Q and Ian. Our Lin family is under the protection of Kai Wen Dian. You can't kill us." At that moment, Zhuo Chuan walked over and asked, "What happened?" The man in the black robe exclaimed in surprise, "See, this is Zhuo Chuan of Kiwen Hall. We are saved." Hurriedly, she climbed in front of Zhuo Chuan and said, "Great Elder, you need to save us. This person claims to be from Kiwen Hall, yet they struck us with such cruelty." Lin Ying also hurriedly agreed. "Don't be fooled by his young age. But he's a lecherous old man, the Grand Elder." Zhang Heng quickly retorted, "They lied. Yan Jij is not that kind of person." Looking at Lin Ying's performance again, "I didn't lie. That bastard saw my neck and was mesmerized. Just want to invade me. My clan is here to protect me. Just been killed by him." Hearing this, Zhuo Chuan turned his head in confusion. Kinyan, aren't you already with someone as exceptional as Zio Yulam? Become a wife, still able to look down on this kind of goods. Kinyan spread his hands helplessly. Even if I go small, I won't marry someone like this. Erlinying,